He said, pray as you see me pray. Utter these words that you hear me say. Based on the Sunnah, worship Him, just follow them.
Assalamu alaikum. New class coming to you every Monday and Wednesdays, taught by Ustad Layla Nashiba, the fiqh of prayer. Every Monday and Wednesday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern. Inshallah, we'll see you there. Streaming on all major platforms. Channel Sunnahfollowers.
The last time we met for this class, we spoke about how when it comes to purification, there are certain body parts that fall in a category. And I want to quiz you on them before I talk about ablution. Because let me talk about this for a second. You guys are Muslim now. Islam is all about cleanliness. A lot of you experienced a lot of nasty people in your lifetime. People who didn't keep themselves clean. I hope that the imams of the different mosques y'all go to, that whoever is on the welcoming committee for the new shahadas informed you, sisters and brothers, that first of all, we talked about that for the brothers. When you brothers use the bathroom, do you use it standing up, or do you have to sit down as a Muslim? I want the brothers to answer. If you're at your job or anywhere else and you want to answer the call of nature, do you do it standing, or do we sit down as Muslim men and answer the call of nature? What's the answer to Brother Tajri and Edward? What are you supposed to do? Stand up or sit down when you urinate as a Muslim man? Good job, Edward. Good job, Brother Abdullah. Good job, Ali. Good job, the brother from Russia. Okay, look at Brother Tajri's answer. Tajri said you can stand as long as you don't urine on yourself. But was that the question, Brother Tajri? The question is, in Islam, it's from the Sunnah for a Muslim man to stand or sit. How do the men answer the call? Do we stand up, or do the men sit? The correct answer is, Brother Tajri, you're supposed to sit down. Oh, yeah, we're different. We're supposed to sit down. The only time you stand is when you can't sit. Y'all understand that, brothers? Now, if you at some place that's really nasty, Brother Tajri, then that's different. Like, say, for example, you driving and you stop at one of those truck stops. The toilets and stuff are filthy. Oh, I understand. Even we women stand. Everybody stands. Ain't nobody sitting on no filth, you know. But if you can't sit, you should sit. Now, when you're at home, Brother Tajri, do you stand or do you sit when you're at home, Brother Tajri? As Brother Ali said, yes, you sit. If you brothers are at home, y'all should be sitting on the toilet, not standing up like the non-Muslims do. Okay? When you're at home, you should sit. And you want to teach your sons to sit on the commode as well. Does everybody understand that? This is for you sisters too. You teach your sons to sit down when they use the bathroom. They can stand if they out in the streets or something. But at home, it's all about sitting down. You sit down at home. Ain't no standing up over to somebody's toilet spraying that stuff all over the place. And I'm going to tell you something. It's so nasty because when you stand, they always squeak that stuff all over your toilet, and your bathroom stinks and there's yellow stuff on the floor. Nobody got time for that filth. You sit down. You come to somebody's house like Sister Layla, you're going to be in trouble if you stand up. You might walk away without body parts. I don't have no standers in my house. Yeah, so sit down at home. So these are certain etiquettes that we as Muslims, like we said, the Prophet Muhammad, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, even taught us how to answer the call of nature. You brothers sit down when y'all at home and teach your boys the same. I understand if you out in the public, some, people nasty. Chlamydia's everywhere. Oh, God. That's why I don't try to use the bathroom in the public, because non-believers got chlamydia. Chlamydia is contagious, they say, too. Nobody want no chlamydia. But at home, sit down. What about, so the last time we met, we talked about certain areas of the body are considered to be from the fitra. And we should do certain things with them. Who can answer this question? What are the areas of the body that are considered to be from the fitra? And what do we do in regards to them? Anyone can answer. Go ahead. Do I have any people awake in Zoom? Or are you
shaving your hair, shaving your underarms, cutting your nails?
Okay, what are the areas of the body first?
The area of your body is your pubic hairs, under your arms.
Yeah. Name what pubic hairs are. Yeah. The underarms.
Underarms, private part.
The private part.
And cutting your nails.
And the fingernails.
Sure.
Okay.
The beard.
Good job.
I mean the mustache.
Also the mustache. Good job. Go ahead. You got them on? Yeah, I think she did. So what do we do? Now explain to them what we do with them, with those areas.
So basically you cut your pubic hairs every 40 days, and then you trim your nails and shave your mustache.
Exactly. This is from the Sunnah. Okay, so for the new shahadas, we have to remove that pubic hair. Your underarms. Let me talk about this with some men. Let me tell y'all something. I just was watching some television show, and the man raised his arm up, and all this nasty, filthy hair, long hair, long as the hair on my head. Okay, we have to remove the hair from underneath the armpits, guys. As Muslims, for new shahadas, we don't have hair underneath our underarms. We have to remove it. And I know in some European countries like France and Germany, and even in Holland, I understand that Europeans, they like pubic hair. They think that pubic hair is great, even Italians. Well, you're a Muslim now. And so we remove the hair from underneath our underarms, and also the hair from your private parts. Oh, yeah. I know a lot of you like bushes. Ugh. You got to get that bush off, dude. Cleanliness is closer to godliness. I can speak on behalf of a woman, for the sisters. One thing about those bushes, what is it about the bush? The bush also has a lot of lint and dust on it. So the same with that pubic area. Toilet paper gets stuck up there and stuff. That stuff's nasty. I'm telling you, sisters, it makes me sick to think about it. We have to remove it. We have to remove the pubic hair. And not only that, you sweat there. The pubic hair sweat, and it's not a nice smell. So, yes, sisters. Oh, yeah. Oh, here's a new shahada. She's saying, what? You didn't know, did you? That's why the brother sent y'all to me. Lord, for the imam in Atlanta. Assalamu alaikum. It was nice meeting your community when I came there to visit. But man, oh man, you send them to me, huh? To make it hard for Sister Layla. It's okay for Layla to get graphic. Yes, sister, you got to shave it off. Okay, she's typing here. She said, but Sister Layla, no disrespect meant. She said, but didn't Allah put pubic hair on us for a reason, to protect us? No disrespect taken, sister. I understand. I know you're going to ask this question. I get this question a lot. Yes, Allah put everything on us to serve a purpose. And it's serving its purpose. Okay? But as the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, sometimes when things serve their purpose, they get a little messed up there. You're a female like me. Come on. What happens when we sweat? What happens when you get hot? And I mean hot from the temperature. What happens when you get hot other ways too? It's not a polite smell, is it? Mm-hmm. I'm sure you recognize pieces of toilet paper, right? Yes. Okay, she's saying it's making sense. Okay, here's her question. Let's see if the rest, that's a good question. Let's see if because we talked about this. What about this, guys? Sister Jocelyn wants to know. She said, do we have to remove it all or can we trim it down real low? Who can answer that question? She said, do we have to remove it all totally or can we just trim it down very low? What do you guys think? Who got the answer? You people that's born Muslim.
You don't have to trim it all. You can just, you don't have to shave it all. You can just trim it long.
Yes, that's the correct answer. You don't have to make it bald, sister. And that's a misconception that a lot of Muslims have. And we went over that hadith the last time we met. If you're one of those women, because she's saying that if she were to remove all of her hair, she would break out in those hair bumps because she's had a bikini wax done before. See why it's good to have a female dyer? I know what a bikini wax is. Never again in my life. One time is all you need, and you will never forget a bikini wax. Yeah, and I know what you're saying. You'll break out in those bumps, and those bumps will bleed and itch. I understand. So this is a misconception. You don't have to remove it all completely. You don't have to remove it all completely, but keep it very low. You can buy a trimmer. They sell them on Amazon. They don't cost too much. You can buy the trimmer that they use to trim the hair on your head. And you can use that trimmer to keep all the hair down there low. Does that make sense to you, Jocelyn? Allah doesn't impose hardships on us. The thing is, you don't want it to grow so long like it gets where it holds that toilet paper, where it has that bad smell from a sweating and all that. You don't want to be like a cat on a hot tin roof. You sisters know what I'm talking about. Because like you said, everything serves a purpose. Allah creates a female species, even a cat. If a woman goes in the heat, that she produces certain smells. Just like a female cat, she will produce certain smells that will attract male cats. We women do the same thing. When we're going through that desirous stage, you can smell us. It may be attractive to a man, but it'll smell like fish to another woman and stink. You get what I'm saying, Jocelyn? Thank you. She said, oh my God, you keeping it real. Yes, I'm keeping it real. So now you see why Allah makes those commands. So yeah, you don't have to take it all off, especially if it makes you break out in those bumps. Those bumps hurt. Those bumps bleed. Those bumps are a problem. But get you a trimmer. You can buy them right off of Amazon and trim that sucker down as short as you can get it. Yes. And that'll help keep the odor away. It'll help with the sweating. And also, it's serving its purpose. Exactly. And when we trim ourselves, it's for the brothers too. The brothers, you too, because men suffer with those bad bumps too. You can do the same thing. Get a trimmer. You don't have to take it completely off to the point where you are bald and bleeding and all that with them bumps. Take it as short as you can get it with the trimmer. Okay? And you will notice the difference because you'll be cleaner. The smell is better. No toilet paper. It's clean. That makes sense to everybody? Everybody got that? What about the Zoom room? Y'all got that too?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, alhamdulillah. Yeah, may Allah bless you, Jocelyn. So how long you been Muslim? And Iman from Atlanta sent you to me? How long you giving my salams and his wife? His wife's supposed to be sending me some hijabs from Egypt. Oh, you're a new Muslim. Oh my goodness, you just took Shahada recently. No wonder he sent you here to me. Oh, okay. MashaAllah. I love you too. She says she loves me. Oh, MashaAllah. I love you too for the sake of Allah. A lot of people don't like me. I'm not popular. I'm infamous. I'm not famous. I am infamous. Very few people like me. They think I'm too harsh and I'm too raw. But we have to speak to the people on their level. I'm dealing with new shahadas. And I'm dealing with people, who don't understand big words. So we have to keep it real. Keep it real. This is American English. Hip hop. Everybody speaks hip hop now. May Allah bless you. Inshallah. Okay, so that's clear. And also the same thing with, yes, brother Ali, the underarms too. How old are you, Ali? Okay, Ali said he's 14 years old. Yes, the same thing. That's one of the signs of puberty. That's one of the signs of puberty. When you notice that you're growing pubic hair, underarm hair, a mustache, your voice is changing, brother Ali, and all of that. That's a sign. And yes, you start shaving. You can take your trimmer and trim that hair from underneath your arms and your private parts. Okay, go ahead, Sister Aisha. Go ahead. Okay, Aisha's typing that she was told that she has to use oh no way, girl, that stuff burns. She has to use the cream to take it off, and it has to all the way come off. Like I said, that's a misconception. We went over the hadith yesterday. They said to simply trim it. The companion said to simply trim it is sufficient, because not everybody can get it all off. Some of us have a hard time reaching down there. That's another. Good job, Elizabeth. Y'all see what Elizabeth typing for the new shahadas here? Like she said, when you get older, you're going to have a harder time reaching down there to shave or to trim. So Allah knows his creation. You may not be able to remove every single hair. So that's why Allah didn't say, remove every single hair. Allah says, to pull the hair, trim it, keep it groomed and clean. Trim it. Cut it down, trim it. And I'm telling you, brothers and sisters, those trimmers that you can get off of Amazon are perfect. Especially for the older people too, who have a hard time getting down there. Exactly, Sister Elizabeth. Thank you for that. All right. See, that's why we have to have these type of classes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, everybody clear on that. No questions on the body parts of the fitra. Let's move to the next question. Good job. And hang in there, Ollie. Your puberty. So that, yes, you shave underneath there too. Okay, next question. So, how often do we treat these areas of fitra? Who can answer that? How often do we do this? Do we do the trimming and shaving? How often are we required to do it?
The Prophet ﷺ said no longer than 40 days.
Okay, there's no hadith that gives a specific amount of time. If you want to do it every day, you can. But as one of the companions said, don't go longer than 40 days. Don't go longer than 40 because it's going to grow. So you let it grow too long, it's going to be hard to trim it and cut it and shave it. So at least once every 40 days. And for the sisters here, one of my recommendations, I always tell the women, you should do it after your period. That's how you keep track of it. When your menses ends, this should be part of your cleanup. Because when we're going to talk about ghusl in this class too. Oh yes, this is the purification chapter. I'm going to talk about how to take a bath, all of that. I'm going to answer all them later on in this month. Okay? Yeah, Islam teaches us everything. That's why the Imam sent you here, Sister Jocelyn, because you're going to learn how to bathe and everything here. MashaAllah. Okay, so as I was saying, I would suggest for you sisters to make it a part of your ritual that every month when your menses ends, when you take your ghusl, have your ghusl include the shaving. Okay, that's when you shave your pubic hair and stuff too. That's what I always used to do. Yes, just make it part of your routine. That's part of getting clean, as part of cleansing yourself from your ghusl, from your menses. You know, I'm going to wash my hair, then I'm going to also trim my pubic hair and all of that. Yeah, go ahead, Jocelyn. No, I knew she was going to type that. No, the hair on the legs, pubic hair is the underarms and private part. Your arms and legs are not part of the pubic hair. But if you want to shave them, you can. But there's nothing in Islam that says you have to shave your arms or your legs. But of course, most women like to shave their legs. So if you want to do that, go ahead. All right, good job. Okay, next question. What about this? Dyeing your hair with anything other than henna is haram. Is this statement true or false? Is that true or false? You can only dye your hair with henna, in other words. Is this true or false? Walaikum salam, Brother Perry. Brother Perry, what you think? Let me put Brother Perry. Brother Perry. True or false, Brother Perry? Dyeing your hair with anything other than henna is haram. Okay, we got a lot of answers here. MashaAllah, Sister Ikis said it's false. Sister Tahira said it's false. Santisa said it's false. And MashaAllah, wa alaikum salam, Sister Halima. Halima said it's false. Do you guys agree with their answers? Brother Perry, you taking too long. I tell you, women think faster than men. They may not think better than men, but they think faster. Yeah. You guys agree in Zoom?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, mashallah, this is correct. It's false. You know, you don't have to just use henna. You can use Lady Clairol. You can use L'Oreal. You can go to the beautician, let the beautician use whatever professional products that she cares to use. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. I don't know why. One of the things that I personally dislike seeing. Let me talk about it for a minute. This is some advice to the elderly brothers out there from Sister Layla Nashiba. A lot of you brothers, when y'all start turning gray, y'all like to go get the henna and dye your gray, and y'all look like, I'm sorry. A lot of you look like baboons. It doesn't look right. That orange color does not look right on you brothers with that different skin color. You know, why don't you go to a barber shop and have the barber dye your beard dark brown for you, or dye your hair brown for you? You don't have to use henna. Why do you brothers think that that's all that is? And then you wonder why elderly women your own age, like Layla Nashiba, don't want to be bothered with you. You marry Layla, I ain't gonna have no man walking around with no orange beard and orange hair looking like he's crazy. No. You know, dye it brown. Dye it whatever color your natural hair was, you know. Don't do that. Dark brown or light brown or something. Try to match it up to your original color. Go to a barber shop and have a professional do it so you don't look like a monkey. Okay? Because, you know, monkeys and apes come with different, when they age, their gray turns orange and yellow and crazy looking. Don't look like animals. You know, go to a barber. You don't need to use henna. I don't even like henna, personally. That's why I never use it. I don't care for henna. Okay, so that brings us to the next question. Let me put it up here. Yeah, next question. The hair can be dyed any color. Is this statement true or false? The hair can be dyed any color. Is that statement true or false? I can dye my hair any color I want. True or false? What do you guys think?
False.
Okay, why do you say it's false?
You can dye it any color but black.
Mashallah, that's the correct answer. Good job, Carol. Good job, Halima. Good job, Aikis. Good job, Tahira. This is false. And Latifa. You can dye your hair any color you want except for black. Except for black. And we went over the hadith about dyeing your hair black. And we also went over another hadith because a lot of people say, why come we can't dye it black? There's a reason why. And the companions told us what the reason why was. It's just that a lot of people don't know that hadith unless you memorize and study them. Can anybody tell me why is it that we cannot dye our hair black? What's the hadith we went over yesterday that I gave it to you guys? Ibn Hajar. Ibn Hajar. In his book. Okay, the reason why you cannot dye it black is because, as Ibn Hajar said in his book, black makes you look older. And he based it on the companions of the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. One of the companions said, if we were young and our faces were youthful, we would dye our hair black. But if we had gray hair and our faces began to wrinkle, we never use black. because black makes you look older. And then they talked about how after the conquest of Mecca, when the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was introduced to Abu Bakr's father, Abu Bakr's father had white hair and white beard. And the Prophet told Abu Bakr, take him home to his wives and tell one of his wives to dye his hair, dye it any color but black. And the companion that narrated that hadith said, because again, we never use black because black is known to age you. It's right there in the hadith form. A lot of people don't know that hadith. Every time I teach this class, though, I bring that hadith out. Then if other people that don't attend my class, they always say, Layla, where's your dalil? And I don't argue. I don't like arguing my religion with anyone. And I don't want to come off as a know-it-all to people. Plus, I know, how people look at women today. So I just play it off and say, oh, yeah, it's just a known fact. But it's right there in the book of Ibn Hajar's Faith of Body. Okay. All right. Let's move on. So we covered purification of the body. Now we're going to move on to the wudu. We're going to move on to the wudu. All right. Oh, wait a minute. One more question, guys. I forgot this one. Oh, yeah. I threw this in for brother, one of the brothers here. I forgot which one. What about this? If a man's beard is unruly, can he trim it? That means it's growing all over the place. And he's trying to, train it to grow one direction or whatnot. If a man's beard is unruly, can he trim it? He can trim it, true or false? If a man's beard is unruly, he can trim it, true or false? What do y'all think? If a man's beard is unruly, he can trim it up, true or false? Go ahead, guys. I'm not getting any answers on Zoom.
Unruly is I'm just waiting for the YouTube to answer. That's
okay,
why.
yeah. Let's let YouTube go first. Yeah. Smart. Okay, YouTube is saying true. If a man's beard is unruly, he can trim it up. True. What do y'all think on Zoom?
Yeah, it's true.
Yamina, you said you don't know what unruly means?
No, I was asking, was unruly mean too long? That's why I was asking.
No. Unruly means you
like
can't.
Different patches.
It's messed up. You gotta trim it up and make it even up because it's just growing all over the place. So what do you think, Mina?
I say no, you can't trim it.
Okay, you can't trim it. But we ask, can you trim it if it's unruly? This is where I want y'all to pay attention to words and sentences. I know some people are dyslexia. Okay? So for those of you who are dyslexia, like the sister here is saying, just listen. Yeah. She said, I'm dyslexia, but I listen and I learn. And you got the answer right. Hello. Okay. First of all, somebody get a Webster's dictionary. Y'all know me, analytical. I'm all about the words. My degree is communications, English, all that. Somebody go to dictionary.com, look up the meaning. Give us a meaning of the word unruly. I tell y'all to carry a dictionary with you.
Unruly means untamed.
There you go. Do y'all know what untamed means? We have to break down tamed.
It's not controllable.
There you go. Unruly beard, Mina, is a beard that you can't control the way it's growing. Like I said, it's just growing all over the place. It looks ugly. It's not in any cohesion. It's just patched here, patched there, down here, up there, up like this. Ooh. Let me get, I'm going to even break it down even more. Let me find a picture of an unruly beard. Because I want you brothers to know what unruly mean. Because a lot of y'all like these famous speakers in Texas who shave their beards and trim their beards all the time. I didn't ask, can you trim your beard? I asked, can you trim it if it's unruly? Total different questions. Let me try to show y'all an unruly beard. Okay. These are all good ones. Okay, here's an example of one. Okay, oh, this is a good example. Hillbilly Lane. Okay, guys, I'm going to try to share my screen. Everybody look. Okay, just look. I'm going to try to share this with you guys. Okay, can y'all see this picture here? This one here, this man with the funny looking eyes? That's an unruly beard. Do y'all see that? Is that showing up on YouTube, y'all? This one here. Is this showing up on YouTube? This one here.
Yes, I can see on YouTube.
Oh, God, it went to... Yeah, there he is. Y'all see this? Do you see it, Mina?
But you're not sharing on Zoom, but that's fine.
This is I know Zoom probably can't, but I know Mina's on here. This is an unruly beard. This is ugly. It's dirty. It ain't tame. It looks like something's sleeping in there. Something's living in there. Can a man trim it? In fact, can he even cut it? A beard like this, can he even cut it? What do you think, Mina?
Yeah.
Yes. In fact, we have the hadith of Ibn Umar. Ibn Umar had a thick, long beard. His beard came down past his chest, like hanging to his stomach. So what Ibn Umar would do is when he would make Hajj, he would grab a handful. He would grab a fistful of his beard and cut the rest off. This is unruly. And look at that mustache. The prophet said, trim the mustache. You brothers shouldn't have a mustache like this, where the food will get in it. This is an unruly beard and an unruly mustache and unruly hair. There's nothing wrong with having long hair. But like the prophet said, if you got long hair, take care of it, comb it, brush it. If you came to the mosque looking like this, the prophet would call you a jinn and tell you to take care of yourself. So that's unruly. Okay. That's the best picture. What about a beard like this? Can he trim this? Can a beard like this be trimmed up? Can y'all see this one? I don't know if this one's going to do like that one. I don't know if this one's going to pop up big like that one did. Let's see. Nope, it's going to go to the hair salon. But can they still see me on YouTube? Can they see this picture? Y'all see this picture, this man with the black shirt on?
Yeah, we see it.
Can this beard be trimmed? What do you think, Mina? Can he trim this beard?
I say no because it's not a fist. If it's not.
No, did we say anything about it? Wait a minute. Where did you
I say yeah because it look all grushy.
Okay, yeah.
Nasty.
Now, why did you say fist? Did we say anything about a fist? Except that Umar would cut his beard because it was long. Yeah. He would cut his to the size of his fist. But is that what we're talking about? That's what he did.
No, you're talking about an unruly being nasty looking.
So now, is this an unruly beard? Yes, this is. Look at this. This is messed up. Look at this. This is very unruly. This beard can be trimmed. They better trim this one up. What about this? Is this an unruly beard? What do y'all think about this? Is this an unruly beard?
No.
No, it's not. This is even. This one is tame. It's not all over the place. What about this? This picture here. This is a picture of his before and after. Y'all see how he tamed it? This is an example. The before, look how thick it was. This was just thick, and look, the food would get in it. So this man, look, he trimmed it up and made it not look so unruly. Look at the difference in how he looks too. Allah loves beauty. So a man can do this. This is before and this is after. This is called a wild beard. That's unruly. How to tame a wild beard. And once you give it that one trimming, it's easy to take care of then because it's just hair. You can oil it, grease it, and it's going to grow properly. He might have to trim it if it gets all up on here and out like that a little bit, but he'll be able to maintain this better. Okay, everybody see the difference? What about this man here? Can he trim his beard? This right here is not unruly. This man here thinks he's unruly because he wears a mask. This is a good beard for a Muslim man. This man is not Muslim. This is the type of beard a man wants to have. Okay? So, did they see me on YouTube with all this, y'all?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
But I just had a comment too, so that's why I'm glad you did go over that, because I was thinking something else as far as my dad's too. So good. Thank you for showing me.
Oh yeah, if you want to let me put it back to this so y'all can see. Can y'all see now on YouTube? Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. If you brothers have an unruly beard, then you can trim it and then brush it and, tame it. That's what the prophet told that Bedouin that came to the mosque. Go home and comb your beard. Fix it up. Tame it. Allah loves beauty, not ugliness. But can I just go around trimming my beard all the time like those famous celebrities are doing down there in Texas? Those brothers just shave their beards because they're trying to blend in and look like the Kaffir men. No, we can't do that. But if a man has to trim it to have it look decent, then yes. One of the most beautiful beards I've ever seen is Sheikh Muhammad Saeed Atlee. Y'all know. The old man got a long, beautiful beard. And all he do is put oil in it and he brushes it. His beard is long and beautiful and it's not unruly. It just fits him nicely. I've never seen a beard more beautiful than Sheikh Atlee's. It's a fact. Yeah, okay. No, brother, what are you talking? No, he talking about can Sheikh Kareem Abu Zayd trim his? No, that's not an unruly beard. A beard is just hair, guys. You train it like your eyebrows. I tell the women, there's no need to arch your eyebrows. Oh, I never arch my eyebrows. All you have to do is train them by brushing them every day. They're going to grow the way you train them. You can tame hair. Okay. All right. So that's enough of the beard too. Y'all got that? Let's go to the next one. So now today, I knew this class would be like this because I got all these new shahadas here that the imams have sent here. Okay. So now we're going to go into ablution, making wudu. Thank you, Sister Jocelyn. She said this is good stuff to know. She said she'll make sure she shares this with her husband. Yes, share it with your husband. Okay. Now, ablution, wudu. In other words, wudu. What does wudu mean? Wudu means that you're going to wash your face, your hands, your arms, your head, and your feet with water. Wudu is just a small bath, whereas ghusl is a big one. Okay? So wudu is simply immersing your hands, your face, your arms, and feet with water and wiping over the head. And we're going to speak about the wudu now. And wudu is proven from the three major sources of Islamic law. Number one, the Quran. Allah tells us in the Quran how to make wudu. Allah says, "O you who believe," in the interpretation of meaning, "O you who believe, when you rise for your prayer, wash your faces and your hands up to the elbow, and lightly rub your head, and wash your feet up to the ankles." So, since this is mentioned in the Quran, what does that tell us about those parts of the body? Can anyone figure it out? Since Allah mentions this in the Quran, what does that tell us about making wudu over those parts of the body? Can anyone figure out where I'm going with this?
Those parts of the body are the ones that have been the most sick.
They're what? We couldn't hear
They're
you.
the ones that have been like you can eat a
No,
signature.
no, no, no. Anybody else? What
think
can,
those are the pillars of the wudu.
exactly. These parts of the body are the pillars of the wudu. Just like there are pillars of the shahada, there are pillars of the prayer, there are pillars of fasting. Well, these are the pillars of the wudu. In other words, if these parts of the body are not washed, then that means your wudu is not accepted. Does everybody understand? So I want y'all to write that down, new shahadas. The hands, the face, the head, the arm, and the feet. They are mentioned in the Quran, and these are the pillars of the wudu. If those things have not been done, unless there's a reason, okay, then the wudu is not accepted. So, from the sunnah, what are the sunnah actions of the wudu? Well, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam also tells us that Allah does not accept the prayer of one who broke his wudu until he performs it again. This is important. I want my new shahadas to remember that. Okay? If you break your wudu, you have to make another one in order to pray again, unless you're in a position where you can't. And we'll talk about that later. Okay? So, wudu has a lot of virtues. Everything that we do as Muslims that Allah commands us to do comes about with a lot of virtues or benefits. For example, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, when a person makes wudu and rinses his mouth, the mouth is a sunan, guys, because it's not mentioned in that verse. So what are the sunnahs of the wudu? The mouth and the nose. And we'll talk about that tomorrow, the next day. But in this hadith, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, when a person makes wudu and rinses his mouth, the bad deeds that he did with it will fall from it. And when he rinses his nose, the wrong deeds fall from it. And when he washes his face, the wrong deeds fall from it until they fall from beneath his eyelashes. And when he washes his hands, the sins he committed with them will fall from beneath his fingernails. And when he wipes his head, the sins he did from them will fall off too from his ears. And that's also proof, guys, that the ears are part of the head. And when he washes his feet, the bad deeds he did will fall off from them until they fall beneath his toenails. And then when he walks to the mosque, his prayer, every step that he brings extra reward for him. Okay, exactly, Brother Tajri. Allah is most merciful. And by the way, when you read hadiths like this that speak about sins falling off, it comes with a couple of conditions. Number one, the minor sins. And what are the minor sins? The minor sins are the actions of disobedience that we did, and we did not know that they were actions of disobedience, the mistakes we made. And the condition is you cannot be indulging in a major sin. And what's the major sin? The major sins are the actions of disobedience that we intentionally do. So what does that mean? If you sisters are not wearing a hijab, this don't apply to you. This doesn't apply to you. You know, you cannot intentionally be disobeying Allah. If you're intentionally disobeying Allah, this hadith doesn't apply to you. Allah ain't forgiving you of anything until you stop deliberately, intentionally disobeying him. But if you're living your life doing the best you can do to obey your Lord and not commit sin, the mistakes you make are falling off every time you make wudu. Also, another virtue. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, if good characteristics exist in a person, Allah makes all of his deeds good. If a person purifies himself for prayer, he's forgiven for all of his sins, and his prayer is considered an extra reward. And again, this is conditional. The condition is you cannot be deliberately, intentionally committing another sin. So if you brothers are smoking cigarettes, this don't apply to you. If you're smoking cigarettes or selling drugs or doing what you know you ain't got no business doing, this don't apply. You have to have good characteristics within you. We talked about how faith disappears when a person's committing a sin and it doesn't come back until you stop sinning. Okay? Also, another virtue of wudu. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, shall I not tell you of an action by which Allah will erase your sins and raise you up higher? They said, yes, O Prophet of Allah. He said, perfect the wudu, even under difficult circumstances. What does that mean? Make wudu even if it's cold outside. It's hard to wake up in the morning and make wudu and pray when you cold. So do the wudu and perfect it even under difficult situations. And also when you walk to the mosque, take many steps and stand there and sit there and wait for the next prayer until after the last prayer is performed. Okay, so here we can see more virtues of the wudu, as long as we're not deliberately, intentionally disobeying Allah. You sisters better be wearing those hijabs. If you want any of these hadiths to apply to you, you new shahadas, you have to cover your body when you leave the house. You have to obey your Lord and dress the part. Okay, get over this fear of man and instead fear Allah. Also, we have a hadith where the Prophet walked by a grave and said, peace be upon you, O believer, O home of the believers. Inshallah, I will meet you soon, although I wished I could see my brothers. And the companions asked him, are we not your brothers? He said, you are my companions. He said, I'm referring to the ones who will come after us. He was talking about us, guys, how the Prophet wished he could meet us. And when he said this, his companions asked him, well, how will you know the people of our nation who come after you on a day of judgment, since you've never met them. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, just like if a man has a group of horses and they all have white forelocks, but then there's another horse with black forelocks, he'll be able to recognize his. He said, my brothers will come with white streaks of light from their wudu, and I will receive them at my pool. But there will be some who will be taken away from my pool. I will call to them to come, and it will be said to me, O Muhammad, they changed the religion after you. And I will then say, well, take them away. He's talking about us. What's happening today? Muslims are changing the religion. Right here in America, we got a bunch of PhD people who think that because they graduated from Harvard and Catholic universities with degrees in theology and stuff, that they can change the laws of Allah. They can decide which laws are essential and which are not. They can say we're going to do away with el-bara. We can't distance ourselves. We're just going to set boundaries. That's an example. The prophet was talking about us. He will recognize us even though we never met him. He will recognize us on the day of judgment from the light of our body parts that we made wudu over. And when we come to drink from his pond, the angels will come to drag us away to the hellfire. And he will say, oh Allah, they're my people. And then the angels will say, but you don't know the horrible things they did. How they tried to change this religion. They were all about feminism. They were all about LGBTQ. Oh, Muhammad. They made marijuana legal and lawful. They made music lawful. They allowed women to pray with the men without any type of barrier. They allowed the women to sit with the men at tables and at lectures, and all of that. Don't y'all see that this is us today? We better wake up. But for those of us who are practicing our religion to the best of our ability, and we're true to Allah, true to the Prophet, true to the Deen, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam will know who we are just by the light from those parts of our body that we made wudu.